If you're in immigration detention, you count up the days, you count how many days you spent because you don't know when you're going to come out.
Is in the prison, you know that when they will release you, they give you a release date. But in detention center, you never know when you will get out from there.
Yeah, the most difficult thing about being out after the detention is not being able to walk.
The indefinite detention is when I hear it, it makes me sick.
Every year, tens of thousands of migrants are held in detention centres in the UK. These detention centres are either former prisons or purpose-built centres. They have walls and they have fences with barbed wire on the top, and the people held in them are not allowed to leave.
I was returning from Manchester. I was arrested at a coach station in Manchester. The officer just came to me. We would like to check your ID. We would like to know your status. Why are you in this country? I said, why? He said, no, you can't go with this pass. If I need to check your status. So he did not allow me to go. He put me into police cell for 4 days. So after he put me into cells for 4 days, he transferred me to Penny House in Manchester. I spent another 4 days in Penny House. Then from Penny House, he took me to, I was taken to Lindom. Then from Lindom, I was taken to Amersfoort. From Amersfoort, Collinbrook. From Collinbrook, I was taken to Dover. From Dover detention, I was taken to Brookhouse. So I came out of Brookhouse in March 2011. Accommodation was very poor. It was extremely poor. We were staying in one room, 2 people. The toilet is inside the room. When your partner or your cellmate is using toilet, you'll be smelling. They will lock you up. It was horrible. And you are heating in that room as well. You live there, you sleep there, you do everything inside the room. So it was very horrible. It was animalistic.
Naturally, they take your bag from you. They take all your things, more or less. They take your phone from you because they don't want you to take any pictures. So if you have any of these new style phones that got a camera or the internet, they take it from you. And they took my belt from me. Give me my belt. Let me hold my trousers up, please. This is undignified. So I didn't like that one bit. So when I got into the room, the first thing I can remember was the smell of dirty socks. The smell was terrible. The whole room stank of dirty socks. That was just somebody snoring there in the corner. Then there was this chap sitting by the window, you know, just staring out around. I don't even know what time he went to bed. He was sitting there, staring out of the window, just continuously, you know, wondering what his life would come to. That's what I remember that first night.
Before people are put in detention, they are not put in front of a judge and they are not put in front of a jury. There is no time limit on the periods that people can remain in detention. When they arrive in the centres, they do not know how long they will be there.
Because I have 4, I had an officer banging on somebody's door. The doors are made of metal, so when they're opening, you can hear this big clanging, bang, 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 the sound. You know, he called his name and he said, hey, get ready, you're going to the airport. I'm coming to get you in 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, that could be me tomorrow.
Listen up, people, listen up, people.
Listen up, people, listen up, people.
Come along, people of this time.
And I've asked some people how long they should detain people here, and I've got the shocking answer. It's an indefinite detention center. I said, what? Indefinite, why? They said, this is the law. And I was shocked, really shocked, that there is a law in this country can detain someone who didn't commit any crime or didn't do anything against the law just because of a matter of immigration. And they can detain him indefinitely. This was really scary for me. All what the Home Office people told me that we are gonna get a travel document from your embassy and send you back to your country. So I was really scared of two things now. I was really, one of them is to go back to my country. What am I gonna do? What will happen to me in Lebanon? The other thing is to spend such long time in detention because I didn't know. I was totally broken, depressed and lost, and I was in a very miserable situation, really.
Often people in detention feel isolated. Every day we hear stories from people who are held in the centre, and we hear about their situations and the difficulties they've faced.
I was not eating, I was not sleeping well, I was just smoking and drinking tea and coffee. I've lost weight, I've lost a lot of weight, and I've been my own for a long time until some people in detention centers, some other detainees, helped me to get out from that situation and to start again, look for a solicitor and do something. But from the officials in detention center, they don't care.
Once people are released from detention, they are dispersed into areas of the community and the country. These may be areas that they have no connection to. They may not know people there, and they may not know anything about the local services.
Yeah, the most difficult thing about being out after the detention is not being able to work, not being able to earn a living. You don't feel the impact until you actually come out from detention. That's when you now realize that your whole life is upside down.
I was confused. Everything, I've lost all my links.
I found myself starting from zero, strange again after spending 13 years in this country. I've lost friends, I've lost a relationship. I got a girlfriend before I've been detained. I lost her.
Some days it gets to you, you just look at your life and you're wondering, look at how old I am. I'm living in the church, no wife, no kids.
She was waiting for me. She was waiting for me at my brother's place. We met that night. She was crying all night. She was crying all the week. She was just crying. That was how we started all over again. We just have to start all over again, just as if you've just arrived in United Kingdom again. That is how it was to me.
Can you believe that when I was walking the street, I thought that everyone on the street looking at me and say, look, that guy was in detention center. I knew that this is not true, but this is what I felt.
How could this be? How could you go from living in a 2-bedroom flat with everything to basically living in the pastor's office because there is no bedroom there?
So, but little by little, I started gaining some kind of confidence, reintegrating myself back. So, and with the support of my wife and one or two friends,
I felt like after I've spent 13 years in the country, I've built relationship, I've built history, I've worked, I've studied. I was totally integrated, man. And after all of that, I lost all of that in 19 months. And I have to start again in a city which I never been to. I know no one there, knew no one there. And under the depression I got from the detention center, it was very difficult. Until now, I'm still struggling, man. Until now, I'm still struggling with the local community sometimes, yeah.
justify me by no cause. The way them act is like them know no God. Him a go chastise them cause them so fraud. We build them cities and them break them own laws.
No matter what you do, me say them try to judge you. But who God bless us, say no one curse you. Whether we rise, whether we fall, you know that we love God, just love us all. Yeah.
All I want is freedom to make the most of me. All I want is freedom to make the most of me.
Lord of mercy.
God is good and I say God